Hey, welcome back to my channel. This channel is all about how to get an online teaching job. We also talk about how to teach online, and I also give you tips and tools for working on repetitive tasks to make your online teaching easier. So today I'm going to talk about getting the online teaching job. That starts with the resume or a CV. Now, a CV is more like an academic resume. It has things like all of the schools that you've taught at, all the classes you've taught. It may have presentations that you've been at or you presented. It may have papers that you've written in journal articles. It also may have books that you've authored. It's really an academic resume, but you could use a resume to get an online teaching job. That's what I do. I have a PhD, but I've used my PhD on the business side of things. When I worked as a consultant for Deloitte Consulting and for Bearing Point and even Accenture Consulting. So I've been on the side of business the whole time of my career. And you can use a resume to get an online teaching job. But the one thing you need to do is you need to have a text resume. Most resumes, like this one, are highly formatted. And if you didn't know, no one's looking at resumes like they used to back 10, 20 years ago. All resumes are being reviewed by artificial intelligence, machine learning algorithms. They're looking for individuals with content in their resume that matches the content in the job description. Now, you might say, well, how would I ever be able to make sure I match that? There is a way, I'm going to talk about it in a few minutes. The first thing you need to do is change the format of your resume. You need to make your resume a text resume. That way, the algorithm can parse through all of your content easily without being stopped, right? The next thing you want to do, look at a place called Indeed.com. That's where I get all my online teaching jobs from. And pick out 2 or 3 of the positions that you're interested in. Copy the position description to a Word document, right? Then I want you to go to Jobscan. Now, Jobscan is a way for you to copy the position description on one side and then copy your text resume content on the other side. It will do a comparison to see where your resume falls in relation to percentage that you would be a person that would get real eyeballs on your resume, or whether you have a number of gaps in that resume. And so if you have a number of gaps, and these gaps can be in places like hard skills, soft skills, all the different types of words that are in the position description. It's looking for those words in your resume. It's looking for them more than one time. And the algorithm is really tricky. The algorithm will have some coding in it that if you have this skill, that skill, and this skill, you should also have this skill and that skill. So it's making some assumptions as well. So when you get Jobscan, you can get a free account and you get 3 free scans. After that, you'll have to create an account and pay for your scans. And I think it's worth it. They haven't asked me to do it. I just use it all the time. It's very effective. So a couple of things. You got your resume. You're going to transition your resume from a formatted resume to a text resume. Then you're going to go to Indeed.com. You're going to pick up a couple of positions that you're interested in. You're going to copy that position description to a Word document. Then you're going to go to Jobscan. You're going to copy and paste that position description on one side, and then you're going to copy and paste your text resume on the other side, and you're going to click compare or whatever the button says. And I want you to look at every single thing. As you roll down, you'll see there's certain spaces and areas that you must match. Now, I don't want you to fake it, because you want to be real and authentic if you're going to get a teaching job. And you want your background, when they go and check you, everything, to be the truth. So if you find that your resume has so many gaps as it relates to that position, then you should take that information, in my opinion, and start a campaign of doing what you need to do to fill in those gaps. Whether it's take a class, get a certification, get some personal development. And if you already work at a company that pays for you to take training, or if they offer training, or if they offer things that offer training from Udemy, Concordia, all these different places, you can create a training plan that's going to fulfill your 9 to 5, but also fill the gaps so you can get that online teaching position, right? Now, let's say you've done all that work, you're in there, your resume is good, you got it looking like you want to, you've gone ahead and you have applied to Indeed. I want you to know this Jobscan, this comparison, this work you did, it's going to take you from the bottom of the resume pile to the top 5 to 10%. It is only then that you will get human eyes on your resume. Only then will you get a pair of human eyes on your resume when you have come up on top of all the other resumes through the algorithm. Hope my eyes wasn't cross-eyed when I was doing it. If they was, just whatever. Anyway, when they call you, that's when all the other things that I'm talking about on this channel, like you'll need to have your teaching philosophy. We'll talk about that in another video. You'll need to be able to have your 18 credit hours in a certain subject, have your bachelor's degree, master's degree, whatever the requirements are, you'll need to have that. You'll also need to be able to do a teaching demo, put together a presentation and do a teaching demo that will let them see what your teaching style is, how you transition from talking online to a whiteboard, to a group where you're giving them questions and polls and different things to do. So with the teaching demo, you can go ahead and practice all of that. You practice it so much that you don't even have to look at your slides. It just comes out of you fluid, and you have the confidence because you've done it so much. That is one of the other things that you want to do, and you want to get at least 3 to 4 to 5 references, people who can vouch for you, and you'll put together a list with their name, their email addresses, their phone number, and you want to contact them and let them know that you're applying for these positions, and you want to get consent so that when you send them the email to get the reference, they're not blindsided. You've already talked to them. They know what you're trying to do, right? So come on back and stay tuned for the other videos when I talk to you about the teaching philosophy, how you put that together, your teaching demo, how you put that together. And we'll talk about other tips and tools to help you as you work on becoming an online adjunct. And one of the videos that I'm going to be doing, it might be multiple parts, that's how to create your online course. So once you get the job as an online adjunct or an online teaching professional, you might get a school that says you have to create all the content. Yep, I'm telling you, you might have to create all the content. They'll tell you what the book looks like, and they'll send you a book, and then you got to read the book and create the online content. All the modules, if it's an 8-week course, that's 8 modules. If it's a 12-week course, 12 modules. You'll have to list all the chapters in the book that they're going to read. You'll have to give them other content to read, articles, etc. You'll have to help them with assessments. You'll have to create videos like this to put in your modules. And you'll also have to give them discussions, quizzes, a midterm, a final, maybe some group projects, and all of the presentations that you have to put together for each one of the modules to help them learn with videos. And if this job is a job where you're going to meet with them 2 hours every week, you'll have to put together presentations, whiteboard demonstrations, and things of that sort as well. So there's a lot to do. But once you create the course, you don't ever have to create it again. You just update it every term, and then you're able to teach it. You'll also have to create rubrics. This is the criteria you're going to use to grade all of your students. And that way, if they say, you know what, I don't like the grade, you didn't do my grade right, you can always point back to the rubric and let them know this is how I'm going to be grading you on a paper, a discussion, or a presentation. You'll have to have a rubric for each one of those. And you're in luck because I have a lot of rubrics. I'll show you how to make them. I'm even going to show you the best way to start to practice on how to create a course. And that's in a software called Canvas, CANVAS.com. So stay tuned for the next video. I'm going to talk to you about how to create your first online course, and so that you get a sense of what you need to do as an online adjunct. All right. Thank you so much for watching.